Hello and welcome to the social distancing episode of the Proton Pack Podcast. As always, I'm Kris, and with me is the virus to my Dr. Mario, Tony. Say hey, Tone.
Coronavirus! Coronavirus!
It's getting real! And then it's just to hit this button right here. Oh, man. Welcome to the new world.
Yeah.
Social distancing, which you and I have been doing social distancing for 48 episodes now. Okay, well, there's like two of the 48 episodes where we were within 6 feet. So apparently it's a 6-foot separation. So everybody be safe, be 6 feet apart.
We're about 1,000 miles apart, so I think we're okay.
Yeah.
Maybe.
We're good. Well, I don't know if I'm okay. You're probably okay because you don't work with a lot of the public.
Yeah.
I work with a lot of the public, so I could be bitten by the T virus and I could be a walker by next week.
Ooh.
Don't get scanned now. I should be here next week, but we're alive. I think we're healthy. We can't get tested, but we're here.
Yeah.
You guys, thanks for tuning in. Sunday nights.
Yeah, it's going to be a interesting episode, to say the least. A lot of video game news, and then a lot of cancellations, postponements.
And a lot of stuff because of the...
Coronavirus! Coronavirus!
But before we get there, why don't we go ahead and hit up our shameless plugs and let people know what's going on with us.
Let's do it.
It's shameless plug time!
It is in these hills that Juan Valdez and his trusty goat gather coffee beans every morning. Yeah. Money, cool.
Dinero. So, first shameless plug, as we do every week, is my dog rescue nonprofit, Rough Riders, which you can see, little logo right about there.
Pull the Tony. You picked the wrong side.
I know. It's like being a weatherman. You gotta... But things are busy for Rough Riders. We're doing a lot of transports, obviously, with the coronavirus going on. There's a lot of dogs in the shelters going out to foster care, which is a good thing. And then there's a lot of stupid people out there who are afraid that dogs carry the coronavirus. And so
did you say stupid people? There are a lot of stupid people. Okay, I agree with you. There are,
yes.
Carry on.
So they're dumping them off at shelters, or even worse, taking them to vets to be put down, which is so dumb. But we are constantly transporting dogs from the rural kill shelters to the local shelters here, finding them homes, finding them fosters, staying very busy with that. And so if you want to help us out, help donate, head over to roughriders.org. That's RUFF Riders.org. Or you can check out our Facebook page, facebook.com/roughriderssaves. Now, Tony, after we finish here, has a little radio show that he does that also talks about pop culture. Why don't you give us some more information there?
Yeah. So every Sunday night, as I tell you guys every week, I join Jimmy Jones and we do a little show. I'm just a guest on his show.
Jimmy Jones.
Pop Culture Kaboom radio show. You can find us at KNVC 95.1 FM, Carson City Community Media Radio. You can also tune in to knvc.org. Listen live. The show goes live tonight at 7 p.m. Pacific time. So that's 8 Mountain, 9 Central, 10 Eastern. It's 2 hours of just pop culture. What went on this week? The stupid coronavirus. That's kind of limited a lot of what he covers on his show, which is like cons, events and stuff, a lot of cancellations. But tonight his guest is Scott Edwards. He's a local guy in Carson City, Nevada. They'll be talking about where you can donate blood and where you can help out during the coronavirus, where you can lend a hand during this crisis. They're also going to Jimmy will be discussing Mandalorian Season 2, the new Xbox, It's got a lot of video game news, TV stories, and I won't get to really do the movie trailers like we usually cover. Tonight we'll be discussing what movies got delayed. So it's basically I'll be doing this show. We're talking a lot of the same stuff, and then that'll be there live. But either way, tune in 95.1 FM, knvc.org. Tune in. Everything you want, everything you need. Jimmy Jones brings the boom.
And speaking of tuning in, so I do my day-to-day job is running a radio station here called America Matters Media, and we are considered essential in these times as we are a talk radio station covering everything that's going on in the world around all the craziness that's happening. And I do a show under the moniker Christian Phoenix called Reno Tahoe Tonight Rocks, every day from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m., playing local rock bands and then album rock and B-sides from bands that people may know and love. Now, one of the things we are doing as a radio station is raising money for local businesses, the small businesses, the workers that are being affected by the shutdown, those who maybe can't apply for unemployment. And so if anybody's interested in helping out there, we've set up a GoFundMe campaign. Just go to GoFundMe.com, type in Always Local, Always Live, Reno Worker Relief, or just type in America Matters Media. You'll be able to find it there. And we're doing what we can to support the local businesses and the workers that are affected by it.
Yeah, and I'll also kind of throw here a little curveball too, just up while we're on the shameless plugs. So as many of you know, outside of here, I do work for Costco Wholesale. We're open during these tough times. So I wanted you guys to know if you're shopping out there, if you're listening, or if you have family or friends that shop there, little thing to expect. If you have any senior friends, or if you are seniors and you're watching the show first, hi, that's pretty cool. 60 and above, Tuesdays and Thursdays, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. You can come get your 1 hour of senior shopping, so you don't have to put yourself in harm's way. We're also social distancing at work. So at all different Costco's, they do it all a little different. But they limit my location, we limit about 200 people at any given time. So bear with everybody. Keep that 6-foot rule. Maybe 3 weeks ago, probably we cracked a couple jokes about it, but it seems to be pretty serious. I'm going to get a Slipknot mask soon because there's a lot of gas masks. But when you go in there, respect everybody. Everybody at Costco, we are out there, we're there on our own accord. We could stay home during this, but we want to help out as many as we can. So, when you come in there, no, we probably won't have toilet paper when you come in. No, we don't know when it comes in. It's like a radio station. We call her 10. Press your luck, and may the force be with you. So, so come check us out. Be safe, and remember quantities on everything. Don't be like this chick the other day bought 40 things of ground beef. You don't need 40 things of ground beef. Okay?
Probably going to go bad before you can use it.
Yeah, and you cannot return your stuff. So if you overbuy, you can't return it. But either way, that's a total random shameless plug. But during these times, I want you guys to be aware out there and trust Costco. They're doing the real good job of keeping us stocked up for everybody. So much love to all the Costco people there. Speaking
of toilet paper and Costco, somebody online did the statistics between the panic buying of toilet paper.
Panic buying, you say?
Yep. And found that anybody who bought 4 cases of Costco toilet paper, that Costco toilet paper.
You continue.
For a family of 4 during a 14-day quarantine period would have to take 627 shits per day in order to use that much toilet paper.
I don't shit that much, so
no.
That being said, get rid of that prop there.
Make sure you leave some for the rest of us.
Yeah, I just knocked everything out of that closet. Like a kid that stuffed all the shit in one thing and just Corona. It just did a Corona out there,
There you go. All right, let's get to our
You might hear that often.
Our TV news, as we do every week. Go ahead and hit that button, Tone.
Bazinga. The cream of the crop.
Hey, baby.
Let's go, Pop.
Excellent.
Hail to the king, baby.
All right, so the documentary series The Walking Dead World Beyond has been... Oh, it's not documentary. It is a scripted show. The second spinoff of The Walking Dead has now been pushed back to later this year for a date that's yet to be determined. Now, the original premiere date was Sunday, April 12th, so a little less than 2 weeks from today. But we will not be seeing it until a point later on. Now, production has been completed on it. They're working on post-production, which I think is probably the reason for the delay. But regardless of that, it's interesting that they wouldn't be able to continue on a show that hasn't been, or that has been completely shot, and at this point is just in the hands of a few people. And especially this time when people are at home, having new shows to watch would be a great thing to have. But, unfortunately, you're going to have to wait a little bit longer for The Walking Dead World Beyond.
Yeah, which is kind of silly if it's already done. I guess if you got to go back and kind of post-production and edit it and everything, makes sense. I think right now would be kind of more of those times where you'd want to get your TV shows out. I mean, if with people being quarantined and having to stay indoors more, bars closed, restaurants are closed in most states and areas, it almost makes sense to put more content out since we're kind of strapped. I mean, this is kind of the weird time where you got to stay home, so you got to watch some TVs and entertain yourself, or do podcasts like we do.
Yeah.
Also, quick shout out to Robbie Porter. Thanks for tuning in. He told me Business Center does not have early hours, but Robbie, I'm sorry, buddy, I don't like the Business Center.
Hot
but
take,
yeah,
Jones.
they have early hours.
Yeah. So
I'll dig it if I want.
exactly. I mean, same thing. We're basically going through all of our streaming services, and we've watched a lot of what we've wanted to watch, and now we're sort of scraping bottom of the barrel. What is that? Malibu.
Today's episode is not brought to you by Malibu Splash, pineapple and coconut. Rub in a can when you're quarantined.
Exactly.
And you want to be a funny man.
But so Walking Dead World Beyond delayed, and they also announced that production for Fear of the Walking Dead 6th season is currently halted, obviously, for reasons that we know about.
Yeah, we've discussed this anyways with Walking Dead. It's like, do we need another spinoff? I don't know. I was just telling you before, as the show was loading, while we were having technical issues, so thanks for hanging in there. We were supposed to go live, but
we had to make sure YouTube was actually firing up.
Yeah, and this week's, which will air tonight, I saw early edition. I don't know how I saw it, but I saw it. It actually airs tonight. Is Michonne's last episode, and then she's written off the show. But what a trippy episode, man. It's basically like as we discussed and you explained it, it's like a what if episode. A lot of differences, a lot of throwbacks to older seasons. Tonight's was the best one I think I've probably seen since the beginning of the season. The season hasn't been that great. Last week's was a cool cliffhanger, if you're following it. And then tonight's was just a great, almost send off, give you hope. Like, is Rick Grimes coming back?
Dum dum dum.
You have to watch it and find out. So there you go. But I don't think we need a spinoff on this stuff. I think we're good on that.
Exactly. All right, let's move on to our next story. It's actually some casting news, which we don't get a whole lot right now, but this one was exciting. If you're a fan of Star Wars, if you're a fan of the Clone Wars, it looks like Rosario Dawson will be joining the Mandalorian, and rumor has it she's going to be playing Ashoka Tano, which, again, if you watch the Clone Wars cartoon series, this will be the first live-action version we've seen of her, which is awesome. It's amazing.
Which is cool too, because she is petitioned to come out and play this character, so this is even better.
Yeah, I think she'd be the perfect casting for it. Now, some of the rumors I've seen is that she may not actually be on The Mandalorian, or they'll put her on The Mandalorian and then spin off her own Ahsoka series.
I'm okay with that.
Based on that character, yeah. So I'm absolutely good with that. But at this point, we don't know when that series is totally going to debut. It's due out in October. I don't know where they're at with production, post-production, any of that. But as of right now, they're still saying October, Disney Plus, Mandalorian Season 2.
This is the way. Hi, Katrina. Hi, Lacey. And hi, Michael. Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you for joining us.
So you guys feel free to chime in. While we're doing the show, I can see your comments. You have any questions, you want to chime in, you want to shout out, jump on. I'll give you a shout out. Please join the show. We are live. So buckle up.
Yep. All right. That does it for our TV news. Let's go ahead.
Kind of a weak TV news segment.
Yeah, TV news is going to be weak. Movie news is going to be a little weak. It's the video game news you want to hold on for. But let's head on to the weekend box office report, or in this case, last weekend.
Yes, are you ready?
I'm ready. Hit it.
I hit it.
There it is.
I was just going to do it for you guys and hum the damn thing.
Oh, well. All right. So weekend box office. This is based on last weekend's box office because obviously all the movie theaters are closed.
Yeah, this is basically the final box office report for a while, which sucks.
It could be. It could be. Well, holding on to number one is Disney Pixar's Onward, brought in another $10.5 million. Totaling
Excellent.
Only a worldwide total of $101.6 million and reportedly costing $200 million. I have a feeling this movie would have been a lot bigger, number-wise, dollar-wise, if we weren't dealing with all of this. But we're going to talk a little bit more about what they're doing to hopefully make that back. And
that right.
Exactly. Right. All right. In second place, surprisingly, was the faith-based I Still Believe, made $9.5 million, and stars Britt Robertson, Gary Sinise, and Shania Twain. I agree.
Got nothing for you.
Apparently, that was based on a true story. Who would have known? Based on Christian singer Jeremy Camp.
Ooh, not my favorite.
Yep. And not starring Kirk Cameron.
No, that is a shocker. I do got to say, he appeared in Fuller House as himself.
Really?
And he is not aged well.
Oh, really?
He is not an 80s heartthrob anymore.
All right. Third place was the Vin Diesel action comic book movie, for those of you who didn't know. Bloodshot brought in $9.3 million.
I'm pissed I didn't go see it. I mean, I literally was about to go see this and then they shut it down.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was going to go see it one night and I didn't have time. So I was like, see it tomorrow. And then they shut it down. I'm pissed. So
it's too bad your AMC rewards card doesn't work for the VOD stuff that's coming out.
Oh, no, they should do that.
Yeah.
No, I was going to go to the junky AMC where Mr. Sonic goes. Oh, Sonic, the adventures you'll go on.
Tune into 2 episodes ago to understand what that's.
That one out. Yeah. But, it's, I wanted to see it. It has not gotten good reviews, but I really don't care. It looked pretty cool to me. So
Yeah, it was based on a 90s Valiant comic character that, if you were a kid like us who grew up with those 90s comics and, all of these new offshoots came out, Image Comics and Valiant Comics was one of those. Kind of surprised that they created a movie based on it, but...
Yeah, it was funny when you said Valiant. You made me think of Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. What I was trying to say, Prince Valiant.
Snoochie boochie noochies.
All right. In fourth place, Lee Winnell's thriller, The Invisible Man, brought in $6 million.
Fantastic movie.
Tony approves.
I loved it.
In fifth place is the R-rated thriller The Hunt with $5.3 million. Sort of The Most Dangerous Game, if you ever read that in high school.
Yes. It looked really good, actually.
It does. It looks like it's
only
got
some 1 week in there, but looked pretty neat.
It's got some humor to it. It's got obviously it's sort of a horror type movie, so a lot of blood and guts. But along those lines, just sort of taking a little side road here. Jesse and I went back and watched Cabin in the Woods.
Oh, okay.
Again. God, that movie holds up. It's funny, it's scary, it's a good movie. Definitely one worth checking out.
It's so scary that you hide behind Jesse.
It is. Yep.
Yeah. Exposing the business,
Yep. Let's see. That was 5th place. Let's see. 6th place. Blah, 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 blah. Where are we going? Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh, yeah. The little hedgehog, the places you'll go.
2.5 million. It's reached $300 million worldwide.
Yowie, wowie.
Yeah.
I actually did pretty good for a video game movie.
Yeah, especially
Also,
one people didn't expect to do well.
Now, I liked it. It was surprisingly better than I'd hoped, but I had really low expectations. So.
Yeah. Let's see. In 7th place was the Ben Affleck biopic of himself, The Way Back. Oh, no, I'm sorry. It wasn't about him. It's just about a recovering drunk. 2.4 million in 7th place.
Okay.
Nah, it looked good, but it looked more like I'd wait for it to roll out. So
Yeah. So that was 7th. 8th place, The Call of the Wild with Harrison Ford, 2.2 million.
yes, it's a poor man's version of Han Solo and Chewbacca. Very bad CGI Chewbacca.
Oh, bad CGI. Yep. And then 9 and 10, you have Emma, the period comedy drama, and Bad Boys for Life, which is still surprisingly in the top 10.
Yeah,
Good
that's
for
such
them.
a good movie. That was the fun one. Never saw Emma. I don't intend to see Emma, but yeah, that's the final box office report, which is a bummer. This is actually my favorite segment because there's always a couple of movies that pop in there where I get to drop one of these. I mean,
Yeah, usually some surprises, but not a whole lot of surprise here now. So let's go into our movie news if
I'll roll it.
Tony's computer doesn't delay. Hey.
You the keymaster.
Wrap it up, fuzzball.
We came, we saw, we kicked his ass.
This baby hit 38 miles per hour. We gotta see some serious shit.
Dang, potty mouth, Doc Brown.
I know. I think we're a little on the PG-13 heavy side today. I think we've said shit quite a few times, but we haven't dropped an F-bomb yet. So
Well, shit.
it's coming. It's coming.
Yeah, it's never too late to say, anytime I want to say, I'm just going to. And then I smile for those listening to the podcast
Yes,
version of that. Yeah.
Yeah. Great audio there.
Yeah, great audio. Here we go.
All right. It's a drop. All right. Our trailer of the week. Obviously, there aren't many trailers being released, but this one sort of came as a surprise. And when Tony sent it to me, at first I was thinking it was the James Wan version. Then I was like, oh, is it maybe a video game? Turns out, no, it's the animated feature-length cartoon. Yep.
Finish him!
Mortal Kombat Legends Scorpion's Revenge. There was a Red Band trailer that was just released, and it's due out April 12th, and it is definitely a hard R-rated movie.
Get over here!
It's vicious looking.
It
Finish
is.
him!
And it's sort of in the animation style of like the Castlevania series that's on Netflix right now. But definitely hard R. Check out the Red Band trailer, especially if you love the Mortal Kombat video games. And it is something that might hold you over a little bit until other new movies start to come out. But it's released digitally on April 12th. 4K Ultra HD Combo Pack, Blu-ray Combo Pack, and will be available April 28th for those physical versions.
That's awesome. I can't wait for it. The trailer will be up on our Facebook page right after the show. I'll post most of the stories. Some of the stories have already been posted throughout the last couple of days, but I don't think I put the trailer up because we decided this was the trailer of the week literally before the show.
Exactly. So, yeah.
Because with the box office being kind of on hold, don't really get any new cool trailers right now. So everything's kind of...
Yeah. But this movie, I mean, it looks good. Obviously, if you're a fan of like the DC animated features, very similar to that. And it takes a interesting story twist in making Scorpion the hero or the anti-hero, which you never really saw in the video games.
Yeah. Oh, We're going to get to that, Lacey. Don't you worry, little friend.
All right. Moving on to our next story, Tony, go ahead and sing us As the Nerd World Turns.
As the Nerd World Turns, another story of my favorite show, The New Mutants.
So if you've been following along with us here on the Proton Pack Podcast, you've been following the saga of The New Mutants, which sort of went into limbo when Disney bought Fox, and then it had a release date, and then it came out with a bunch of trailers that actually made it look pretty good. And now we're back to the point with, obviously, the coronavirus coming out, that the April 3rd release date is no longer going to happen. They have... They have indefinitely postponed the release of it. I think at this point, they should just do straight to VOD. Let us see the damn movie already. We've been waiting how many years to see it?
Dude, this thing is turning into that when we were kids, early teens, that horrible Fantastic Four they showed at the early Comic-Cons, and it was on a VHS tape, and only certain people had access. And I remember that was like the holy grail, like if you could see this thing. And when you finally saw it, you were like, that's why it didn't get released.
And I'm hoping that's not the case with this. I hope it's just a victim of bad timing. As I mentioned, the last trailer they put out actually made it look pretty good, especially compared to Dark Phoenix was a pile of poop.
Did you say poop?
I did.
Yo, the old man said there was poop on his shoe. I don't know. This is not the Malibu talking, I promise. I'm just trying to be funny tonight.
Not yet. No Princess Yum Yum today, so.
No Princess Yum Yum for this mother.
So, in addition to New Mutants, a movie called Antlers, a horror title, slated to open.
I can't believe Disney, that's a Disney thing. I know it's a Fox title, but Antlers is that stupid movie where that the trailer serves me right. I did this on Pop Culture Kaboom's radio segment. Hi, Jimmy. I know you're watching, my friend.
Jimmy Owens.
But Antlers was this movie where the lady or the little kids in the house, and they find these antlers, and there's like a monster. I think we gave it a touch brown, I believe. So
we're okay with it being postponed.
I don't think we're missing anything on that one. I think that one looked like it was a big...
And we'll touch on a couple other delays, but Disney's Mulan was delayed. No Time to Die, the James Bond movie, was moved back to a Thanksgiving release.
Yeah, that's pretty far back. I think that one probably, for the short term, maybe an August release probably would have been better.
Probably,
maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, because August, as we've discussed, if you guys have been with us for a long time, August is typically a slow time for movies. It's when you find those gems or those really bad movies where you're like,
right,
yeah, movie summer season is over, when you get those nuggets at the end.
And that's the thing. Summer season used to be June, July, August. And then all of a sudden, everybody started moving things up into May. And then April. And so August suffered.
And that became March. And then there was a little bit starting Valentine's Day. I think Deadpool was the guilty one of that.
Yep.
Because that's such a good movie. So then Fox, before it was bought by Disney, it's like, yep, that's the slot. You put it in Valentine's Day. So.
Yeah. And I'm okay with movies being released early, but, go ahead and fill that August time slot with something.
There's nothing in August. Yeah. So,
usually, yeah.
Time will tell if that does good. It's a James Bond movie, so no matter what, if you see it in theaters, it is going to be successful. It's got enough of a following that it's not going to be bad.
Right.
Not do bad in box office. Can't promise the movie won't be bad, but it won't do bad box office term-wise.
Also delayed Peter Rabbit 2, The Runaway, The Lovebirds, and then...
Damn it!
I know.
Did you just say Peter Rabbit got canceled?
Just delayed.
I just can't with this damn...
Coronavirus!
No, you took my Peter Rabbit. I really don't care about Peter Rabbit, but
yeah. So another one that I was really looking forward to that was delayed just 1 week before it was due out. We're talking A Quiet Place Part 2, directed by John Krasinski, Emily Blunt. I'd be dead already if we were in The Quiet Place because a little loud, but
as am I, brother, as am I. I wonder how long they're going to delay that one till. But we covered that last week on Pop Culture, and that one we both gave I think Jimmy gave it a so-so, and I said good. Like, I definitely think that's one you definitely want to see in movies. I know Krasinski came out and said he wanted to push it back because that's a movie you want to see in theaters. You want to get that effect with the audience.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
The jump scare game, so to speak.
Yeah. Yeah. And we talked about it last week that there are definitely movie theater movies in this day and age. I mean, streaming has taken over for a lot of things, more the dramas and the comedies, but the big blockbuster movies, the horror movies are definitely sitting in the theater with friends, surrounded by a bunch of people who all get scared at the same time. And so I would like to see this hit theaters once this whole thing blows over.
Yeah, me too. I'm with you on that one. Bobby Brown, Jimmy Jones, Lacey Mike, Polly K. Jones, thanks for tuning in. Hello, guys.
Right, all right. So the other movie that's been pushed back, and this is probably the furthest pushback that I've seen yet, is Fast 9, so the Fast and the Furious sequel.
Furious?
Yep. Scheduled to be released May 22nd, 2020 of this year, has now been pushed back to April of 2021.
That's way too far to push that back.
Yeah, and my guess is that they want this to be a movie theater release that, people flock to, that it's hard to tell when everything's going to end, life goes back to normal, but April 2021, a year from now?
I think that's a little extreme. I would have pushed it back to, again, like the last one, push it back to August, maybe Labor Day, September. Go with that. I mean, you have enough of a fan base that supports the Fast and the Furious, and there is obviously to make that many. I think Hobbs and Shaw released late May? I mean, last year, or was it? That was July. They released Hobbs and Shaw was July of last year.
They were, middle of the summer. Yep.
So push the sucker to August. I think pushing it back next year, I don't know what that does for you. You know what I've been thinking about, and it hasn't been announced, and God, I hope they don't announce it, but Ghostbusters. Don't delay Ghostbusters. Oof. I'm going to be pissed. Yeah. Like that one, I'll legit be mad, not like that fake Peter Rabbit crap.
Right. Well, the funny thing with this Fast 9 is all of the television commercials that are out that are like co-sponsorship deals with it. Fast 9 in theaters now, brought to you by Audi, or, whatever it is. And... all of the marketing dollars that went into pushing this, and now they're pushing it back. It's bad.
It's crazy. Thanks for the compliment, Bobby. We appreciate it. He said, keep up the good work, guys. We appreciate the comments, guys. Again, if you're just tuning in, we'll give you a shout out. Feel free to chime in on the messenger. I will look down occasionally, and if you have a question, we'll shoot it out in between segments. So feel free to.
All right. Moving on to our next story. While it is in a 2-week sort of hiatus, production for The Batman, starring Robert Pattinson, directed by Matt Reeves, is underway. There's more and more information coming out about that. We saw sort of a glimpse of the new Batmobile, which is probably the least weird-looking Batmobile that we've seen in a while.
Yeah, it looks pretty old school. I dig it.
Yeah. But the rumor mill is flying around that Johnny Depp is reportedly taking the role of the Joker for this version of the Batman.
He won't have a laugh like that, I promise you that.
Ooh. Sorry, Lacey. Still the worst Joker.
I think that was the Joaquin one.
Oh, that was the Joaquin one.
That was the Joaquin one, yeah.
Yeah, the second worst Joker.
The other one was the That's the one. That's a good one. But nonetheless, Lacey's got to admit that having Johnny Depp as the Joker is going to be way better than Jared Leto.
Yes. Yeah,
I think it'd be cool, man. He's such a character actor, man. If this is true, man, this movie is just, it's ramping up to be a bitchin' ass Batman. So.
Yeah, a lot of really good actors coming in on it. Matt Reeves is a fantastic director. Just look at the most recent Planet of the Apes.
She did say better than Leto.
Good.
Of course, good. But Johnny's her man, so you know.
But at this point, it's still purely rumor. There have been no official announcements coming out, but stay tuned to the Proton Pack, and if it does come official, we will let you know.
Absolutely. Jeremy Walsh, welcome to the show, brother. Thanks for tuning in.
Yep. All right, if you are stuck at home, one thing you can watch right now is Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker on digital, and timing is perfect for that. You know,
right.
We're all scrambling. We're all scrambling for things to watch. You know, the movie itself a little bit split between fans. Personally, I enjoyed it.
Execute Order 66.
Definitely not the best of the Star Wars movies, but I think they did a good job wrapping it up. We've talked previously that there were a number of characters they threw in that really didn't need to be there. But all in all, I enjoyed it. And now that it is available for us to watch at home, I think I'm going to be taking part in it.
Yeah, I'm going to go back and rewatch it. I saw it a couple times in theaters. Obviously, as Star Wars fans, there's always better ways you can envision it, or if you had the pencil and you wrote it, what you would do to it. And overall, it was good. I mean, like I said, the only thing they should have done is this one should have been called The Last Jedi, and the one previously should have been The Rise of Skywalker.
I agree.
Titles flipped, and I would have stuck with one damn director through the whole trilogy versus one guy doing one, the other guy rewriting what this guy did, and then the guy coming back to rewrite what this guy did.
Yep.
That's what I felt like they were doing.
Yep. And so you can get it digitally now, but it will be available on the physical discs March 31st. So order it on Amazon, or if you're venturing out to see Tony over at Costco, they'll probably have it there come the 31st. Just make sure you wear your mask.
Beware to stay 6 feet apart, wear your damn mask, and do not breathe in a Costco guy's ear or gal. Side rant, I had 2 things happen to me this last week during this coronavirus outbreak. I had a guy in a gas mask, shit you not, came up, he had a gas mask on, and we just got now self-checkout, and I'm taking care of something over here by the Memo machine, which is money in, money out. Costco peeps know that. And this damn dude comes right behind my ear, like right here. Hello, do you guys to help me at the self-checkout?
Bane was there?
I don't need you right behind me, Bane. Stun you, boy. Jeez. Then 2 days before that, I had a little Asian guy with just a normal mask behind me. Surprised it wasn't like a tampon or some crap. But he was over on this side of the ear, and he's just... It's like... That's what I wanted to do, but... I love my job, and I can't do that. So, animation purposes, I wanted to hit the guy.
Yeah. Well,
don't breathe on people.
Side rant
That's
to
the guy that snorts behind employees.
There you go. Yeah. Side rant to your side rant. We were over at Winco Foods today, and a line of people outside, not overly long, probably a dozen, groups of shoppers waiting to go in. And this woman behind us, who's probably about 7 feet tall, not wearing a bra, boobs down to her belly button. She gets on her phone, Facebook Live, I assume. I'm here live from the Winco Foods, and they've got signs that say social distancing, stay 6 feet apart. She looks behind her, and there's a woman maybe 3 feet behind her, and she yells at her, "You need to stay 6 feet away from me!" And she starts yelling at her, live on whatever she's on. And then she goes back to her little broadcast to who knows. And so we all get inside and walking around, and there's a bunch of kids hanging on a cart. And she walks up to the mother of the kids and goes, they're the school districts are holding social distancing seminars here coming up soon. It's like, who are you, the social distance police?
I like that. It's
mind your own damn business, lady.
Yeah. Oh man, there's always got to be somebody like that, all right? In public, there's always the couple of the weirdos, man.
Oh yeah,
a lot of weirdos out there. So if you're a weirdo, thanks for listening to the show, but don't be super weird in public. Says the guy that's kind of a weirdo.
Yep. So all that to say, Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker now available on digital. Speaking of things,
I just gotta ask, did she have pointies? Did she have beamers?
Oh no.
Like she didn't have like 6 They weren't just like, "Wow."
No, they were knee knockers.
I just picture a lot of just bad hot doggers. Anyways, the show's going off the rails.
All right.
Oh my God!
All right. Speaking of things that you can watch in the comfort of your own home, Tony has a list of Blu-rays that have been recently released, and we've started highlighting those here on the show.
Yeah, we did. So we were going to incorporate what movies were coming out this week in theaters, but that's going to be suspended for the time being. So with that being said, if you are collectors of movies, if you want to own them, you want to rent them, usually they're already available for rent at this point. But if you want to own them, the big one is Jumanji. What is Jumanji? The Next Level. That comes out on Tuesday. You can order it on Amazon, Target. I don't think Costco will get it, but Costco.com maybe. Yeah. Wherever you guys get your movies, Jumanji will be out on Tuesday.
Fun movie.
Richard Jewell, never saw it, but if you're interested, Richard Jewell will be out. Black Christmas, which was like a Kevin Williamson horror type flick that came out.
PG-13 horror remake of the 80s B-movie classic.
I think that might be something if it was on streaming I'd watch. It's not something I'd buy because, there was that Happy Death Day. I looked stupid like that, and I actually really enjoy Happy Death Day. That was a fun one.
Yeah, the second one was more of a comedy than it was a...
dude, I loved it. I thought it was great.
Yeah.
And then the other big one is DC's animated Superman Red Sun. So if you're into that, DC does animated flicks fantastically. Like, they just top notch. They're like what Marvel is to live action comic book movies. DC animated is just killer in the animated department. So DC Red Sun will be out, and I would imagine it'll appear on the DC streaming service, though I have not read that, so I cannot 100% confirm.
Yeah.
But check it out Tuesday. Those are your big 4 movies that will be out.
And the Red Sun storyline is a great classic sort of alternative history of Superman. It's basically what if Superman had landed in Russia during the Cold War versus landing in America and became, Russia's hero, and all of the fun that ensues from that. So,
I am Russian Superman. I still have big pecs of steel, laser eye beams, and I can beat you every which way but loose. Hi, Bella. Our young fan, Bella Yendra. Annabella. Hello. Hello.
So with Bella watching, this is actually a good time to move on to the movie theater movies that have been pushed over to video on demand. The first one of which being Onward, Disney Pixar movie. You can now rent it on Apple TV, Amazon. $20 to rent, which if you think about it, if you're going to the movies, you and one other person, you're spending $20 anyway.
Yeah. Seems a little steep at first, but you bring out a great point on that.
Yeah. And, it's a brand new movie. I mean, 3 weeks old at this point? 2 weeks old?
3, nice.
Fresh in the theaters.
God, this stupid coronavirus thing I feel like it's been going on forever, but you're right. It was 2 weeks ago where I did see it with the Yendras, and a fantastic movie. So
yeah, took my boys to see it, and of course, it's a movie about fathers and sons, and so it was especially moving to me, which I really enjoyed it. But that's not the only one. So you can also get The Invisible Man now, video on demand.
Excellent movie. For those that missed out and didn't want to see it in theater, what I'd love to hear is what you guys thought about. Did you end up seeing it, Chris?
No, in fact, I think we're going to do video on demand for it tonight. All
right. Well, when we're done off air, tell me what you think about the. There's a scene in there. I'm not going to say when or where, but you'll know when it happens.
Okay.
There's a scene in that movie where you're just like, you don't see it coming. I mean, now you kind of know something's coming, but you don't know when.
Okay.
But it's just like we keep saying, it's a holy shit moment. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool. And then the other one that they released is, Emma, but no, that's not on our radar here. The Hunt. The one that we talked about a little bit earlier, a little bit more, most dangerous game. You can find that on video demand.
It's a Blumhouse picture, and it's done by Lindenhoff, who also did Lost.
Lindelof.
Lindelof.
Yep.
I screwed that up. He also did Watchmen, right?
He did Watchmen. He did Lost, as you said. Looks good. Has Hilary Swank in it. Some really good actors in it. Might be worth checking out. Yep.
Yeah.
And so I have no doubt that we're going to start seeing a few more of these straight video on demand blockbuster movies. There was a rumor that I read earlier that Wonder Woman 1984, they were exploring that option, but it looks like that's probably not going to be the case.
I'd rather them push that back. I think that's like something in that, and even Black Widow, I would rather it get slid back. I know some of you might feel like, we're okay. I think of some of my friends that are in smaller towns where they have like the really dumpy theaters.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not so bad because they're at home. They don't have to move their family around, So that it's good for that aspect. But I still hope they release it in theaters for us, that do like to go to theaters and have the option to go. So, well, we talked about this one too. Bloodshot will be out March 24th. Yep. So that's cool for someone like me that passed up on it. So we can see if it was theater quality or if it was just worth the rent. So
exactly. All right, that does it for our movie news. Let's go ahead and move on to our last set of stories. We're talking video games, and there's a lot to cover.
Oh, yes. Let's hit that video game button in 3, 2.
Hey, man, you want to play some video games?
Hadouken!
All right.
We got to give a shout out to another fan. Someone said you had like the greatest radio voice.
Who, you, Tone?
No, you.
Oh, okay.
I'm just
thank
the
you.
funny
Thank
guy.
you.
You're the guy with the golden voice.
I appreciate that. Yeah.
Shout out to Renee Meyer.
Oh.
You're a little prejudiced. It's your mom.
It is, but...
hey, thanks for tuning in, Renee. Hi.
Yeah.
And I agree. Your son does have the voice. I'm just the funny guy or the weird guy with the sexy white teeth every day.
Other side, Tone. Other side.
No, it's... Oh, yeah, I guess it is right there. Huh?
Yeah.
It is, yeah. It's still not the Malibu.
Yeah. All right. In terms of video game news, of course, every public gathering, every event is being canceled left and right. And no exception to that is E3 2020, which was scheduled for June 9th through the 11th in LA. Now, E3, for those who don't know... Oh.
Apologize.
Somebody doesn't know that you're live right now.
No, they don't. Yes, and it sucks because everything's Apple, so just like everything's muted except the actual computer because I can't mute it because I have to have some sound. And just getting a phone call. If that's my sister, so I'll give her a shout out. Hey, sis, thanks for calling.
So in any case, E3 has, of course, been canceled. It is the biggest video game conference of the year. All of the new games are rolled out, and in this case, the new video game systems were going to be rolled out as well. We're marking that bridge into the next gen of game systems, and that's what most people were excited about. And of course, now nobody's going to know anything about it because it was canceled. No, actually, there's things in the works to roll that out digitally. But if you were planning on going to E3 in June, just know that not this year. Sorry.
No, they're going to be doing their digital rollouts, which is actually something Nintendo's done already with their Nintendo Directs, and they do them sporadically through the year. This could actually be really bad news for E3, as people were already kind of bailing on E3 in general. I think this year PlayStation and Sony weren't going to partake in it anyhow. It was going to be Microsoft, a little bit of Nintendo, not so much, but the only thing E3 really has going for it anymore is the indie developers and a lot of the smaller people that need to get their platform out there. So that's going to be tough. But the big three, Nintendo, Microsoft, and Sony, they've got their own basic they've got the networks, they've got the YouTube channels, the social media. I mean, it's a lot easier to bring it to the world that way versus everybody trying to go into a big convention. And
a lot less expensive too. I mean,
yeah, and I think they could also roll out demos and stuff a lot easier too. They can say, well, the demo is live now, and then you can just, when you're done watching, just play that demo. So.
Right. So in terms of Microsoft and Ubisoft, they're actually going to host digital events, obviously due to E3's cancellation, rolling out, what Xbox is calling the Xbox Series X. It's their next-gen gaming console. Ubisoft is a developer of video games. And, as you were saying, Tone, probably the better way to do it in this day and age. Everything's digital anyway. It gives people instant access and, doesn't really limit it to only the people who can show up in LA for that 3-day period.
Yeah, it's, sorry, I was getting blown up with some messages here. So trying to do two at once and the brain didn't really go. But, yeah, I agree with you. This is just going to be a good way going forward since we don't get that.
Yeah, and looking through, they haven't announced when those digital events will take place, but as those pop up, just stay tuned to our Facebook page, or we'll let you guys know here as well.
What's funny is the PS5. I know we're going to talk PS5 in the next Xbox here in just a moment, but PS5 just did an event to reveal the specs. Like they did their own it looked similar to like a Nintendo Direct kind of. And the guy that's the head of Sony, man, he looks, or at least Sony Video Game Entertainment, he looks like Dana Carvey, but he's not funny.
Oh, really?
It's a really awkward event. I think it was 25 minutes of just, I don't know what the hell I watched, but I watched it. I'll save my thoughts till we hit that segment, but.
Well, we're actually at that segment now. So I've been so busy over the last week that, details on the PS5, the Xbox Series X, their specs and essentially how they're going to operate have been coming out. And I know zero about either of these systems at this point. So hopefully, Tony, you're a little bit more up to speed than I am and can let our folks know what to expect.
Yeah. So the link that we had to talk about is a video. We're not going to watch a video. So let me just bring up this thing. But I can tell you that what I saw of the big thing between the Xbox and the PlayStation right now is all about loading time and frame rate. And the big thing here is...
Well, and for those of you, while Tony's pulling that up, if you own a PS4 or an Xbox One, you know that when you get a new game and you put the disc in, you don't get to play it right away. Sometimes you have to wait 2, 3, 4, 5 hours while it downloads into the system before you can even start playing it. And so I know that was a big thing that they were looking to try and resolve with these new systems.
Yeah, so they're trying to work on some things. So right now they're just revealed the specs. So they haven't shown too much. So basically the new Xbox right now is being called the Xbox Series X, not really an original name, and the PS5, which is good because it's a continuation. They don't have the weight of the PS5, but the weight of the Xbox is 9.8 pounds. It's kind of a heavy system. Both come in black. The CPU in there is 3.8 gigahertz, custom Zen 2.
1.21 gigawatts?
Gigawatts! Yeah, and then the PS5 is a little slower at 3.5. The GPU inside the Xbox will have 12 teraflops, 10.2 teraflops on
That's a lot of flopping.
It's a lot of floppy flops. The memory is they're the same exact. It's GDDR6, 16 gig. Oh my God, I don't understand any of this crap. So basically,
you just want to play video games.
They're very powerful. They're both 4K. They have HDMI inputs, USB inputs. My thought is, based on what I saw, let me just get rid of the technical BS and just tell you what I saw in demos. I watched a guy actually play the new Xbox, and it looks like a PC tower. Now, what they're saying in the gaming world is if you play PC games now and you're a hardcore gamer, these consoles are still not even up to snuff to what PC can do. Even these new ones coming out. So it looks like a freaking PC tower, the new Xbox. It's a square. It's really weird looking. But the guy for the demo played Minecraft. Okay, this was the game he chose to play.
Why would you demo Minecraft for a next-gen system?
Yeah, and this is all it was. The load time was tremendously faster. So they put in the disc. They were playing at least a good 3 to 4 minutes, it seemed, in that demo, 3 to 4 minutes faster than the other one. Didn't seem like it saves a whole lot of time, but if you're in a hurry. But when I saw the game, all it did was the mapping, and it was smoother. And this was a bad game to pick, but they picked Minecraft, and he's like, look at the shading. You could see the shading here. It's like, I'm not paying $700 for a new console for shading. So,
right. Especially for a game that's meant to look 16-bit.
Yeah, and the PS5. Now, if I tell you about the PS5 here.
Now, we don't know what the PS5 looks like quite yet. I mean,
yeah, they haven't shown any pictures. No. Now, the big thing is there was a rumor that it was going to have backwards compatibility with PS1, 2, 3, and 4, and give you a whole back catalog to all the PlayStations.
Which we've been saying for years they need to do.
They crapped on that dream. It is not happening.
Seriously?
They're only going to do, at launch, you can do 100 of PS4 games. They're going to emulate the top 100 games for the PS4, and over time, they'll give you backlogs to the PS4 games. So it's not going to be compatible with PS3, 2, or 1 at this time. It is just 100 games right out the gate with 4, and then they'll work their way, which is stupid.
While you say that, I'm actually on the PlayStation blog. They've updated that it's going to be backwards compatible with 4,000 plus PS4 titles now.
Yay!
So,
well, if you're
a little bit better.
That, just do PS1 and 2 and 3, because there was a lot of great games on the PS1 and 2 and 3. You know, I never really played the PS3 much. You know, not too many games on there. But yeah, that's a little disappointing to hear, because I got to be honest with you, as a guy that loves to play video games when he can, but I collect consoles. I only have so much more space for more consoles, man. I've got a freaking Xbox 360 over here. I got an Xbox One X, and then I got my PS4, and then I got all those little mini consoles, and then you've got, the Switch, and then in this drawer over here you got a GameCube, and then the Wii U, and it's like, I mean, not the GameCube. I wish I had the GameCube still. I got rid of that. But that's what I'm talking about. One system, backwards compatibility. Let's move forward. So you don't have to keep buying all this crap.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't want to pay for Pac-Man for the 999th time. Get sick of that.
All right. So moving on, GameStop, which for the last week has contended that they are considered a essential business for obvious reasons.
Essential.
Obviously, if people are stuck at home, they want to make sure they can get video games and play those. But they've announced that starting March 22nd, today, they are closing all of their storefronts and moving to curbside and digital service only.
I thought you were going to say they were going to keep rolling and ripping us off and giving us 2 cents a game for trade.
That's a whole other can of worms that we could get into.
Oh, good for you.
But yeah, so they are closing the storefronts. You can no longer just go in and browse and peruse. You need to digitally order or call them up, purchase your game ahead of time, and then you've got curbside service, very similar to what like Starbucks is doing, but for video games.
Yes. Oh, by the way, hey Jesse,
has she tuned in?
Yeah, your girl's
all
on.
right.
So and plus I just wanted to do that too. Hey Jesse,
for our Disney fans. All right, so yeah, GameStop, unfortunately, curbside service, and then...
Oh my, he's on fire!
Of course, with most of the video game systems, you can purchase the games digitally, download them that way, but...
the way they're going anyhow.
Yep. If you need the physical game, that's how you're going to do it. All right, let's move on to a review of a game that I don't know if you've purchased yet, Tony. I haven't gotten a Call of Duty game since, I think, Xbox 2.
Yes, no, I do have the new Call of Duty.
Call of Duty Warzone.
I could actually play this game because it was a free update. Now, the only problem is that I don't have enough memory on my Xbox. I have to delete a bunch of stuff because it's like the game itself is already like 128 gigs or almost 200 gigabytes, and then this update is an additional 100 So it's
So
a freaking big. It's a big ass game.
So Warzone is a download, basically a DLC for the newest Modern Warfare, right?
Yeah, this
Okay.
one is basically what they took on this one was the best of Apex Legends, because that's a free to, but you can buy a lot of stuff. That's how they make their money, but it's a free to play game. They take the best of Apex and then Fortnite, and it's kind of like a big battle royale version. So it's a new mode in there because they went back to what made Call of Duty fun. You know, they had the map packs, and then they had the campaign and all that. And I haven't, sad thing is I bought the game when it came out, and I haven't really sat down and played. And that's kind of the bad thing is I am very busy with Costco and the podcast and other things that I don't really sit and play a lot of video games. I love to when I can. But the basics of this is the battle royale is getting a lot of good reviews. Actually, a lot of people are having a lot of fun with it. The gameplay's it kind of reminds me of like when we all got into Call of Duty about 10 years ago, like the multiplayer aspect, getting the kill streaks and the care packages.
Right.
And those were so fun. You could get lost for 2 to 3 hours with your friends. And I think this really brings a real fun thing. And I think the best thing about it is it was completely free. It doesn't matter what version you own. You don't have to pay for this mode. It's a free download. It's just a really big download.
So now if I don't have the latest Call of Duty, could I still download this for free?
Oh, that is a very good question. I think you do have to have the Call of Duty, but we'll get the answer for the fans. And in the meantime, hi, Brittany Beyer. How are you?
The irony in all of this is while most people are sitting at home, quarantined, trying to figure out what to do with their lives, you and I have basically our workloads have doubled based on the industries that we're in. And we're busier than ever. But, it's nice when we can find an hour and a half to get on, chat with some friends and fans, and let you guys know what's going on in the world of pop culture.
Yeah, and this has all been such a weird week. I mean, I've been working 10, almost 12-hour days. I mean, I've not had a lot of time to put these together. So that's why there's a little goofiness with tonight's episode. So hopefully being a little funnier will kind of mask some of that crap. This one is it's saying you do have to have Modern Warfare to play it. So you can't just download it. Yeah.
All right. Well, I don't have time to play it anyway, but
yeah,
just wanted to know.
It's getting great reviews. So, we leaned on our friends at IGN and friends because we don't really know anyone at IGN. But nonetheless, they Call of Duty Warzone has been it's an enjoyable ride, a lot of fun. So it has a good effect, and IGN gave it a 7. So it's good. It's thoroughly enjoyable.
Thoroughly?
Really enjoyable in spite of some serious depth made for instant gratification. So if you're a Call of Duty fan, if you got time, it's available now on all platforms. So go ahead and download that.
Right on. All right, next story. The rumor mill came out about 2 weeks ago that Lego and Super Mario Brothers were joining forces, bridging the gap, finally bringing those two titles together. And
me, Mario.
Our hopes were that we'd see a Super Mario Lego game. Obviously.
Oh man, I was pumped. When I saw that, I texted you and Mike. I sent it, and I'm like, oh man. Yep. Nintendo Switch exclusive, Lego Mario, man.
Yep. Lego games by themselves, a lot of fun. Super Mario games by themselves, a lot of fun. Join those together.
You taking the two?
Oh.
Yeah, man. Like peanut butter and jelly.
Yep. Sadly, we are getting the other side of the partnership where Lego is now producing Mario-based Lego building bricks and toys. And, and they're weird looking, too.
Yeah, it's creepy.
Yeah.
Put that up to the screen. It's a Mario.
They don't follow any of the other lines of Lego toys. The regular building Legos. What are the ones you have behind you that are the what are they called?
Oh yeah, this is exactly what it looks like. It's essentially whatever the hell these ones, these Lego BrickHeads is what
the
this
BrickHeads.
Here's Iron Man. And Mario looks a lot like this.
Yeah.
Just a big fat Mario, but what it happens is in the Mario thing, apparently it's like a digital game inside. So it's got interaction, which means it's going to be expensive if it's Lego, Nintendo, and digital.
Oof, yeah.
And apparently right here, you can see like little coins. It makes the sound effects, and you can stomp on Goombas.
His eyes and his mouth are both digital, so
yeah. And the whole thing with that is it just looks – he looks fat. I mean, I know Mario's a fat plumber in general, but it just looks ridiculous. I mean, like in the video, I mean, you got these kids, they look super stoked. I mean, they're like,
wow, they look really happy.
They look happy. They're like, we're getting paid to play with Legos. They're not getting
Lego.
But nonetheless, I'm hoping what happens is this partnership will eventually lead to a Nintendo Lego Super Mario game. That's what I'd want to play. I love Super Mario Brothers. Obviously, it's the best game I've ever made. But that's not something I'm going to be purchasing. And I like Lego too. But
yeah. Well, even on the brick side of things, I mean, there's so much possibility for them to recreate, the levels and, the things that we're used to seeing throughout the video game series, in actual 3-dimensional Lego brick.
Yeah. And this thing, so far there's no actual release date just yet. It will be come out. Lego's going to have more sets that they're going to announce. I think it's really based on Super Mario Brothers.
Okay.
Although they have Baby Bowser, which is weird. They don't have just Bowser. But there is already, you can already check it out on our Facebook page. You can watch the trailer. But they're going to release more information. It's planned later this year. I anticipate it's going to do quite well. I don't think Nintendo and Lego would put something together that wasn't going to be a hit, although a little disappointed. So one of our top fans, had chimed in and said, I could go for buying a full-on Bowser Castle Lego set.
Oh, yeah.
It blew this so far.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm talking just do normal Lego. See, this is what a normal Lego looks like for those that don't know.
I'm Batman.
It's real simple. Why couldn't Mario just look like that? It would have been just fine. If it's not like they make a fat little penguin for the Batman series.
Right.
It's like skinny Lego. That's it. I got to say I want on that one.
Yeah. But as more information comes out, we'll keep you posted, and fingers crossed they come out with a video game that sort of bridges the gap there.
Yeah, I would love that. I think that would be cool.
Yep. All right, moving on to a wildly popular video game that I just don't get. Talking Animal Crossing: New Horizons. I've never played an Animal Crossing game before in my life. Sort of seems like a Sims for Kids type game, but people love it. I mean, they love the hell out of Animal Crossing, and they just released New Horizons, and as far as I can tell, it's getting pretty good reviews so far.
Yeah, IGN gave it a 9. It's amazing. I don't have it, and I probably won't buy it. Not a knock on it. I have a couple of friends that have picked it up, and I see their Snapchats, and it looks like they're having a good time with it. So it's like an RPG adventure type game, very cutesy. Like I think we talked about many episodes ago, back when Andrew Nixon was my roommate. He had the GameCube, or he got it when I had the GameCube, and I thought what was cool with that is you can unlock old school Nintendo games. Like you can go fishing, and then you catch like the Excite Bike cartridge, and then you can play Excite Bike. So I remember doing that, and Punch Out was another one I think you can do. So yeah. I don't know what this game entails. It's going to be ultimately successful. It's a Nintendo IP. They always do their games very well, and I think this is no exception. So, if you guys are fans of Animal Crossing, you have a Nintendo, or you have little ones, I think this game would be a real fun family game, especially given the time of the
Coronavirus!
I just wanted to play
Coronavirus!
I think right now is just a good time to get together. This might be a fun family game. So if you want to go out and about, it is now available. Animal Crossing, New Horizons, available now.
Speaking of fun family games, for the entire family, we're talking Doom Eternal single player review. I'm just kidding. Don't play. Don't let your little ones play this.
Son of a bitch.
Boy, Tony's just packing in the sound bites.
Yeah, but Chris, it's the
Cream of the crop.
It is. Doom is the OG, that and Castle Wolfenstein, OG first-person shooter. So much time wasted, not even wasted, just enjoyed playing the original Doom and some of the sequels. And of course now Doom Eternal is coming out. Amazing graphics, brings back the monsters that you know and love. And it looks like a lot of fun.
the graphics are crazy good. It reminds me of like when they brought it back, how it used to be so pixelated in first-person shooter, as you say, OG.
Yeah.
Which reminds me of a guy I work with, a fellow listener of the show, Adam. He always says, "Oh, this OG and this OG." I think he called me an OG once, but anyways, rant rave. But this reminds me of like when Doom came out on Xbox, the original one. Like when they brought back those real polished graphics, they got away from the pixelation, full on good graphics, and now you have something that's just so realistic looking. It's just polished. I have not gotten a chance to play this. It looks very interesting. I know if you pre-order the game, you do get access to Doom 64. So you get to play the old Nintendo 64 version. If
That's
you're
pretty
a fan of
cool.
that. Yeah. And this one is what IGN is calling one of the best first-person shooter campaigns in years. Its brand of fun remains unmatched in first-person shooters. So,
Yep. And I'm shocked. So you can get it on PlayStation 4, PC, obviously, Xbox. You can also get it on Nintendo Switch. I'm a little surprised Nintendo was like, sure, bring it on. But
yeah, I love that Nintendo is being more open.
Oh, me
to
too.
that. I mean,
Mortal Kombat 11.
There's so many games like it's take it on the go if you're traveling, which there's not a lot of traveling going on right now. But this game it's really cool. So I think it is available now because it's
Came out 2 days ago.
Oh, perfect. Oh, yeah. There was an ongoing joke on YouTube at Doom and Animal Crossing, and it was like a mashup. Somebody mashed it up. So, so a lot of good games this week, actually, just in time for that coronavirus.
All right. One that you're going to get a little bit of a demo for, if you are a fan of Resident Evil, is the Resident Evil 3 what are they calling it? Reboot, rehash,
Resident Evil 3 remake. It's to follow on the coattails. They remastered because they redid Resident Evil 2 last year, and it was a success, huge hit. The graphics were phenomenal, tightened up the gameplay a bit. Well, now this one, Resident Evil 3, which I vaguely remember playing back on the original PlayStation. I remember Resident Evil 1 and 2 pretty well, and a little bit of Code Veronica, but 3 I don't remember a whole lot of, other than Nemesis was the big baddie. And in this one, what's cool is with this demo is the graphics, top-notch, very polished. The gameplay, they've tightened it up. It's not so sticky, like the early Tomb Raider games and stuff.
Right,
where
where
these
you,
games were great, but it was just, just very stick-like moving. This one, it shows in the demo. We have not played the demo, but Nemesis is just constantly on your ass. So you gotta get away because you can't beat him until the end of the game. So it's a constant running from Nemesis while trying to solve puzzles, which is the charm of a Resident Evil game. You're battling zombies while solving puzzles, while trying to stay alive to get through the hordes of zombies. So,
yeah, if you weren't having heart palpitations enough with the coronavirus, check out Resident Evil 3, and that'll certainly help.
Yeah, it's so check it out now. That's available. Sadly, not on the Switch, I don't believe.
No.
But you can download it now for PC, Steam, Xbox One, and PlayStation 4. So the demo is available now. The game drops in a couple weeks. I think it's April 11th, April 12th.
April 3rd, actually.
Oh, even better. They moved it up. So a couple weeks out. either way, I hope to, hopefully by the next time we have this, I do want to play the demo, so I'll probably download it. I have to create room, though. There's not a lot of room left on that Xbox. So.
External hard drive, right?
Yeah, it has an external hard drive. Every game you own, man, is like, it just eats up the damn room.
Yep. That would be nice. Sort of going back to the PlayStation 5, Xbox, whatever the new one is called, if they had like cloud-based where you can keep your games in the cloud and just pull it down when you need to.
Yes.
So
that'd be sweet. And here's kind of the thing too. With the next systems, just don't have a disk drive. I think the disk is so pointless.
Yeah.
I mean, you literally buy this disc and you get excited. You pay this money to have this physical copy of the artwork and the actual disc. You pop it in. In the old days, you just popped it in. You waited a few loading screens, and then you were playing. Nowadays, the disc does nothing for you. You put it in. It downloads how big the damn game is on your hard drive. So you're not playing for at least 10 to 12 hours, depending on your internet speed. By the time you even get on to play, you're tired and not interested in playing. And it's just ridiculous because there's constant updates. So it just continues to eat up more data. What I'd rather have is the big bulk of it, put it on the disk. When it has to update, I'm okay with that being on the hard drive. I understand that. But come on, it's ridiculous.
At this point, the disc basically just shows that you own the game. It's just authorization to download it from the internet. That's all it is. So
you're probably just better off buying digital at this point because like I joked earlier when we found out that GameStop's going to shut down temporarily, you ever try to trade in a game, man, you buy the hottest new game, you spend $60 hard-earned dollars on some of these games, you go to trade it in, they offer you a ham sandwich and maybe a couple of pistachios. Yep. You ain't get crap.
Yep.
Which really just regulates to about $5 cash or $10 store credit.
Ooh.
You're lucky. That's even being generous on a new game. An old game, 50 cents. You got to trade in like a whole stack. That still ain't enough to buy one game.
Right.
So.
And then they turn around and sell it for $5 off the brand new
value. Exactly. Yeah. They give you $10 for this game you played like remember, there was one game I bought that was so bad. Oh, Walking Dead. When Walking Dead was popular, and it was the first person view on the Xbox. It was Xbox One.
Not the Telltale Games one, but
no, it was before that because you partnered with Daryl. And I was just like, I'm a fan of Walking Dead, dude. I don't care. I'm buying that. It looks awesome. It was the biggest pile of shit. That game was so bad that it was unplayable. And so I had it for 2 days and I took it back to GameStop. They wouldn't refund me. So then I traded it in and I remember I paid $60 for this piece of crap and I got $25 credit. And they turn around and sell it for, $55.
Right. $54.99.
That game was terrible. Yeah.
Yep.
So then I quit buying new games at that point at GameStop because, woof, man, that game was terrible. One of the worst.
All right. Well, we've made it to the last story, and when Tony sent this one over, this one got me really excited. We're talking new football games. So for the longest time, Madden, whatever the latest version of Madden, was the only NFL football game that you could get. And the Madden games were fun, but they never compared quite as well to the 2K games, NFL 2K back in the day. And guess what? NFL 2K is coming back.
Woo!
Yep.
There's no soundbite, so you get the really crappy version of it.
Yep. So in 2021, they're releasing a new NFL game. They already have WWE 2K, which is a crap game, but NBA 2K.
That scares me. Wait, you just hold on. You just ruined the segment for me. I was on board and very excited because I'm having flashbacks of the Dreamcast, the one with when Terrell Owens was on the Eagles and he was 2K5 and he was going to catch it. The game was great.
Yep.
Had ESPN in it and it had Boomer and it had Tom Jackson and it just was awesome. They would do the Sports Center highlight. Oh, it was great. But you just ruined it with the WWE because that WWE 2K20 is one of the worst games ever made. It was like, I see jokes about it on the internet all the time that it's so glitchy. I've never played it. I'm not going to play it.
Right.
But,
it doesn't matter what you think.
But with that being said, they have been releasing NBA 2K games, which have been, as far as I can tell, phenomenal. Graphic-wise, gameplay, highlights, replay value has been fantastic, which I have a feeling they're going to take that same level of care here with the NFL.
Yeah, it's if they do it good, especially with today's graphics and everything, I think it could be really good. Plus, it'd be nice not to have a monopoly with Madden anymore, because Madden just hasn't been that great over the years.
Yep.
I don't think.
Yep. And then
I love playing the football games, but realistically, you're paying $60 again, you know, not bitching about the price of video games, but you're paying $60 for a game that's really just a half-ass remastered version of last year's game.
Right. With players on new teams.
Yeah, which I could just trade them in my career mode if I wanted. Like, if I wanted Melvin Gordon on the Broncos this season, I just had to put him on the Broncos, which, by the way, stoked we got Melvin Gordon. Just saying.
So if NFL 2K21 ends up being good, we can only hope for the holy grail of MLB 2K. Remember?
Oh, it was so great.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, and it's cool because next season, all systems are getting MLB The Show, which is great because Sony owns that, but Sony's going to license it out to Xbox and the Switch. So we're all going to, it doesn't matter what system you own, you're going to get a piece of that pie, and it'd be nice to have a competitor. Competition makes things better.
It does.
It really does. Yeah, for the most part. It helps things from not being stale and just so complacent, which I feel like Madden's been forever. And the show's been fantastic. It's just they're owned by Sony, so I get why they're on Sony. But, man, I remember MLB 2K was a hell of a lot of fun. It started out as if you go all the way back to the early 90s or mid-90s, it started out with Sega Sports. It was World Series Baseball. Then eventually, you know, during the Dreamcast days in the early 2000s, it became World Series Baseball by 2K, and then it became 2K1 and so forth. And then 2K Sports broke away because that was formerly Sega Sports, but when Sega went away, that's where we got the 2K from.
Yep.
There's your history lesson this evening.
I was just going to thank you for that history lesson.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we've eaten.
We've eaten.
Woo.
We've eaten a lot of your time tonight.
That we have.
So what are you going to do anyways?
We have reached the end of the show. Tony's about 10 minutes away from jumping on to Pop Culture Kaboom. So if you want more Tony, head over there. But as always...
Oh my God!
We thank you guys for watching, for listening, subscribing, downloading, sharing, commenting. Everything you guys do to support us is amazing. We love it. We're still building that followership, and more and more fun stuff coming out. And of course, in this twilight zone of a world that we're living in right now, having a familiar voice, familiar faces is just what we need right now. So we thank you for sticking along with us in that case.
Thanks for escaping reality. And when you go back to reality, everybody be safe out there. Abide, be nice to everybody you encounter grocery store wise. Everybody's doing the best they can. And be sure to wash your hands, which
that should go without saying.
Never be nothing new. Yeah. And, and don't be too afraid. Germs existed before this. Germs will exist after it. So.
Yep. All right, Tone, why don't you go ahead and play us out, and maybe we'll do another show next week.
I hope so.
Just to keep things going.
We'll keep it going. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. Have a great night.
Thank
we'll
you.
see you.
I am hasta la vista, baby.
That's it, man. Game over, man. Game over. Woo!
Mommy, where's Fluffy?